Okay, so can you introduce yourself for the camera?
My name is Andreas Gabrub, and I'm a junior here at Penn State Harrisburg.
And if you want to just talk about any experience about diversity that comes to mind.
Yes, when thinking of diversity, the first thing I think of was me being a product of immigrant family that migrated here to America. I was not specifically born in my native country, my family's native country, but the you find different elements that you face that aren't common, and you feel that aren't common because you can't really talk about them to your parents because they are not understanding specifically what you're going through. Going to school and having to identify yourself as a certain race or being identified, and I found that as very difficult, as I was assumed that I was black or African American, and I didn't really take much meaning into that as younger. But I felt confused, like I wasn't truly a part of that. Like there was more to me, more to the story than me just being African American or black. Because I did have a native country, speaking another language, and I felt I have to pay respects to that with my whole family being from that country. It wasn't just I can just forget about that now that I'm in America. So it was definitely different tasks that I faced, and growing older, especially in my teenage years, I can remember playing sports, and I was having with African American friends. They knew that I was different. That I didn't specifically was just African American and black, how they would define themselves, but they knew that there was definitely a difference between me and them. And then also when I was with my Caucasian friends, they were also identifying me as black, but then they would also give me like asterisks saying, "Well, you're not exactly black. You're different," and they're basing it off of my behavior or my dreams. They were thinking, I guess, the stereotypes of African American males of not succeeding. And I can remember my one friend I was working with, and he goes to me, talking about another African American male, and he goes, "Yeah, Andreas is just like Obama. They're just like each other." And then another friend who's white, he questioned him as well as I did, and he says the white male, the other friend who's there, he didn't understand fully what his friend meant, and then he clarified. He was like, educated. He wants to be different. He wants to be proper. He's proper. And then after questioning him a little bit more on why he would think that, he started to realize how offensive he was getting. But yeah, it was just very interesting. And this was only a couple months ago that I faced this, or I heard this situation with him. And he was a close friend of mine. So it was very shocking to see how he viewed me. Also, being from an immigrant family, you find yourselves coming from a low education family. And with that being said, entering higher education was a lot more difficult because to be able to relate to your parents and also having to afford your own way through school, especially coming from a family that's not as educated, and they don't have the best jobs or best paying jobs. You have to find yourself being more money management, being more smart, taking on a higher responsibility as to other college students who have had parents that went to college.
Hmm. So you work as
Yeah,
well.
I've been working since I've got into college. Even before in high school, I've been working.
Can you tell a story of a misunderstanding with your parents?
I think it's just so it gets frustrating. I'll be honest when you have this tuition pile up, and it's just you want to focus more solely on your education, but then you can't ignore the fact that these tuition bills are piling up, and to be able to understand that, I don't think my parents could understand. They understand how difficult it is, but it just you wish to take care of just your schoolwork, and you wish you can walk out with a 3.5 or above, and you feel like you can, but then you have to work that 30 to 40 hours sometimes a week and to pay that cost of education, and that's just really hard to explain in words.
And where are you from?
Eritrea, it's in the Horn of Africa. It borders the Red Sea.
Thank you.